Hello folks, this is Sunday night here in the UK. It's just after 8:30 in the evening, and here's a chart of the German DAX. We'll just have a look at a few equity markets. This is a chart of the German DAX, and I posted this on Facebook early in the week. And we were looking, it started to break down. We were looking at this, it failed at the 618 once, twice, three times. I think we might have looked at it on a 60-minute chart. Then it's held this support, then it backed off again and again. It's the fourth time it's tested the 618. This time it's backed off, and this is the lowest closing candle. This is a 4-hour chart. So we're at this key level of support right here now. If we have a look at this, this is key. If you look, it was resistance over here, and it's now acting as support. So it was resistance, we broke down, we came back up, then gapped up through that. So it could form a support zone for next week. So yeah, it could well breach. So if we look where we are in terms of a retracement, so what you do first is look where we are. We've probably done a 382. So we're right at testing this 382. So we could find support between 382 and the 50%. 12,000 is your big round number. It probably wants to try and hold that. You know, if we're still bullish, of course. Now, if we start breaking lower, so we're going to have to wait and see. We have a solar eclipse, I believe, this weekend, a new moon. They tend to be bullish for the markets, actually. The lunar eclipse last week was quite bearish. And we did sell off into the Monday, and then we did rally on Monday quite strongly, and then we just sort of gone sideways. But the fact it keeps failing at this 618 is a bit of a concern, so we need to keep an eye on that going forward. Just beware of a spike lower on Monday and then a reversal like it did last Monday. Had this big spike lower and then it reversed. It could well spike down again Monday, close this gap that we made here somewhere around the 50%, so keep a close eye on that, the 12,000 big round number. And if we do get through the 618, what we're looking at effectively is an ABCD off this low, aren't we? Basically something on that area. If we get down to 50%, we're going to test the highs over here, aren't we? So be aware of that. But also be aware that this could be a point C of an ABCD to the downside, so you need to be aware of that as well. There's your AB leg, and that would be a CD, which will disappear when I get the other one on top of it. There's your ABCD to the downside, so that's also a possibility, so be aware of that. That's going to take us down another 1,000 points from where we are now. It's not, yeah, it is 1,000 points from where we are now. So be aware that both scenarios could unfold. So we can see the bigger trends from the low we made in March is still higher. So we had a small ABCD correction here. It's quite possible we could have another ABCD correction as well. So be aware of that. If we have a look at the Dow, we'll have a look at the S&Ps first. The S&Ps, let's have a look at that. So that fell off quite sharply. But again, as you can see here on the 4-hour, all it's looking like is a Gartley pattern, although there is concern at the wide-ranging bars. But other than that, we're probably going to complete a Gartley. I would guess something on this sort of line. And then you'd look where we nearly completed that. With these wide-ranging bars, you'd probably expect a 1.27 expansion on that. So yeah, you could get down, you could even test 618 on that. So you know, be aware that that's a possible scenario, and it's very similar scenario to the DAX. And if this thing breaks down, you're looking at an ABCD to the downside, like that. So that's going to take us down below 3,000, 28,800. That is your 1.27 as well if it picks up downside legs. So there's a possibility of an ABCD down on the S&Ps. The Dow, again, the Dow looks a little bit weaker, doesn't it? First glance. Oh no, it's done the same. There's your ABCD, it's completed it. Another one there, ABCD. So that is a completed Gartley, but be aware of the wide-ranging candles. That's a little bit bit naughty. So you could get a spike on Monday, a spike lower and then a rally, or again exactly the same thing, the ABCD to the downside. So it's a case of just being aware of what could unfold next week, and then you're not surprised. This is what happens with a lot of traders. The markets surprise them too many times. You've got to try and look at any scenario which can unfold. So that's what I'm seeing in the DAX. Have a quick look at the Hang Seng while we're on. The Hang Seng looked a little bit more. Well, actually, that's looking like it's completing a Gartley pattern to the upside, doesn't it? So if we look at this, we've gone through the 61 position. It could get to 786 this on an ABCD. In fact, the ABCD structure takes you above 786. So if we do bounce, watch 25,000 on the Hang Seng, and then you're looking at again exactly the same thing, another ABCD to the downside. If it gets to the 786, so that's going to take us down there. So be aware of that scenario unfolding. So it's going to be interesting. Monday should leave us some clues. But Mondays can be wrong footing as well. So let's look at the Nikkei, Japanese 225, again late sell off Friday. So that's made a double top, hasn't it? It looks like a 707 or a 786, very close. That's your 786 spot on. So that could be significant. Again, same pattern again, isn't it? Got a double top in there. There's your AB leg, there's your CD leg. So we could be looking at a move down 21,000 there. So that's a 1,1400 point move on the Nikkei. So be aware of these. That's a double top. So if it's sharply lower Monday, there's a high probability of these bigger patterns completing to the downside. So just be aware of that, folks. So that's what I'm seeing in the equity markets as we're going to next week. So take care. Hope you've had a beautiful weekend and enjoy your trading, and speak to you again soon. Bye for now.